Good morning and welcome to Today at the Races at Laurel Park. I'm Tim Tulloch, joined by Keith Fustel. The day after Breeders' Cup, I'm feeling a little Breeders' Cup bounce, I'll be honest with you. But it was a great day of racing. And did you have any interesting tickets yesterday during Breeders' Cup?
Did. I had a couple good little hits. So, yeah, I was happy with that. I made a little hiccup in the late pick 3. I did have the Japanese horse that was 101. I had it on the ticket, but missed the next leg, and obviously had Nick's go in the final. But you'll have that. But all in all, a pretty good day. Yeah, wasn't betting a ton, but caught a couple good exactas that paid all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very, very good. It was a fun day. It was a good day here at Laurel Park. We had a couple nice price winners yesterday after a very, very chalky Friday.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that one.
Yeah, 3 the hard way, double-digit winner, fast cash late in the day with a big run the last eighth of a mile. I was wrong on Bust Off. He ran big again.
Huge.
I didn't think he'd run back to a 93. He ran a 91, so that's pretty good.
Exactly. What he got a great setup from the horse from the outside, and he was able to lay off.
Relaxed, yeah.
And Galerio just ended up a little flat at the end, but good-looking effort from Bust Off. No doubt about that. Won that nice feature race yesterday afternoon. Well, let's move to today and later this month, and we've got a lot of action here at Laurel Park in November, and it's going to start next weekend, weekend of November 13th. We have 3 stake races that particular day. We've got the James Lewis and 2 others. I didn't bring my list out, so but 3 big races that day. That's a week from yesterday.
Yeah,
a week from yesterday. Big stakes day. So a big weekend next weekend here at Laurel Park. And then we get deeper into the month. Thanksgiving Day weekend over the weekend. Friday and Saturday we have 5 stakes totaling $450,000 over that weekend. So after you have your Thanksgiving meal, even spend the day out here with us on Thanksgiving, you can come back for some real nice racing action over the weekend. That comes up Thanksgiving Day weekend. And when you do come, go ahead and take advantage of the free past performances that First Bet is offering. You can download that at xbtv.com for all your free past performances. That covers all the First racing venues and, of course, here at Laurel Park. So you want to check that out. The weather, Keith, is, look, it's nice. Nobody's going to complain. The track is fast. We are unfortunately off the turf. Now, before everyone shuts off the TV and just gives up on the card, the turf races stayed together. 1 7-8-horse field, 1 8-horse field, and 2 10-horse fields that came off the turf. So those 2 10-horse fields are, I think, the 2 biggest fields on our card this afternoon, or close to it. So, and competitive races. They were a little tricky. I looked at them, and we'll get to that. But the temperature is about 52. We'll get warmer as the day goes on, a little bit of wind.
Absolutely. And weather, looking forward to next week. It looks good. So there is a chance. Yeah, we're going to be back on this turf course. Don't give up on that just yet. Yeah, I think we're going to hedge into the mid-60s, maybe upper 60s for a couple days, right? So looking good there. One more price yesterday. Forgot. Tim Vick with Arbutus.
Arbutus
my
blew
man
you
Tim
out of
Vick.
the pick
$53.
$53.
Yeah, so really good. Didn't think she definitely improved off of that last race. She got the lead and got away with a softer pace early and just dug in, because I thought the Ness horse was going to kind of dog her and go by. Actually got the lead. Arbutus was resurgent there, so one for the smaller outfits. I like
2 in a row for Arbutus now. Got on the good fit, and that blew up the early pick 5. The early pick 5 paid a lot.
38,000 or something.
38,000. It was big. The early pick 5. And just another thing I didn't write down. As I said, I might be in a little Breeders' Cup bounce.
Okay. That's all right. All of our friends in California are still sleeping.
Oh, yeah, they're all still sleeping, including the A-team, who's not here with us. I might add. Let's get going. Race 1. Race 1 starts off the early pick 5, as always, 12% takeout, 50-cent minimum. And I did do a ticket for the early pick 5 this afternoon. The first race is an off-the-turf event, but stays together with 7. I used 3 of them, the 4, the 7, and the 13. The 13 draws in for Shug McGay. In race 2, 4 deep there, the 1, 2, 4, and 6. That's a claiming 2-year-old race for $10,000. Race 3, the 4 and 6. Race 4, I used the 2, 3, and the 6. That's a maiden 10,000 for 2-year-olds. And I single in race 5 on the 3, Amen Corner for Mario Soray. $36 ticket on the early pick 5. We talked about it already. That paid huge yesterday, so you might want to get involved in the early pick 5. Race 1 is a maiden special weight event. It comes off the turf. We will contest this at 1 mile on the main track. And Keith, both you and I go to the outside. The 13, Temperament Twist, comes in for Shug McGahee. Forrest Boyce gets the call. This is first race since her first race since this past April. Okay races at Gulfstream and Keeneland behind some next out winners.
Yeah, and you're looking at Shug when these horses stay in on these off the turf races. He's usually pretty good in Maryland. He's 5 for 12. Okay, recently with that kind of a move, and he comes out of a very strong race. Granted, it was 219 days ago. Down at Keeneland, a mile and a 16th. Next out winner, 81. Right, Eligami. 2 other winners. A couple third-place finishers, very quality field that this filly comes out of. I think she's going to be able to sit a trip shorter field here, be able to drop in. I don't know if she's got quite the early speed as a couple of these. Maybe Ghost Maiden, who's kind of burned some money of late, but running well, improved for Jerry Robb, gets the jump on her. I think it's going to be one of these two to get you started.
I think Ghost Maiden ran a good race going the one-turn mile in her last start and only got beat a neck, and a good race on a muddy track going the one-turn mile the race before, but in pretty good form. But that looks like the 2 in the opener, 13-4 for both Keith and myself. And
7 birthday wish.
7 birthday wish,
I don't think I want to leave this one out first off the claim for Claudio Gonzalez. Stretching out, maybe a little bit of a lean towards sprint when you really kind of take a look at the breeding. But I think 2 encouraging races and closing up some ground. I think she's going to be okay here first off the claim, as most are for Claudio.
And not only that, he comes in with his typical MO, a little bit of time, 3 works. And then right back in, and that seems that's a formula that works for Claudio Gonzalez more time than not. Race 2 is a claiming event for 2-year-old fillies going 7/8 of a mile. We're going to start with your top pick in here, Keith. That is the 2 Chica Riabosa, but we have an early pick 4 for you also.
Yeah, $18 ticket. We've been right around these. 2 and 6 to get you started. Chica Rabiosa gets the blinkers on for Claudio. Also, No More Mask. I think could be the speed of the speed. Race 3 deep with the 2, 4, and 6. Probably your best price in there would be the 2, 9 Mask. Race 4 with the 2, 3. And 6, not a lot of value, and that's why we didn't go terribly deep in this ticket. And the 3 and the 5, Amen Corner, Kingston Pike. Okay, Soray right there, one of those two. You won't get the 15-1 on Amen Corner. That was on the turf. We are off the turf on the main track there. Those two should be able to target the speed types up front. $18 for your early pick 4.
I would think so. Your top pick here in race 2 is Chica Rabiosa. 4, Claudio Gonzalez. Blinkers go on, stretching to 7/8 of a mile. Sharp gate work on October 31st.
Yeah, she hasn't come back to show that speed. She showed in debut back at Pimlico, a few races back, but good gate move. The blinkers go on. It's got to be put into the race early because I do think the 6 is going to be the speed outside. We got a video of the 6 No More Mask off of the most recent race, right? The click to confirm. I'm getting there. They're a pretty quick race. We're going to watch the start here. And No More Mask was able to kind of drop in, save a little bit of ground, but was taken to rate early. They went blazing out there, 22 flat, 45-1. So I think Rebecca Labar did the right thing there. Let's go ahead. Let's take a hold, drop to the inside, and she makes a pretty good move from the 5/16 up until about mid-stretch, Tim. You see this little run. It gets within about 3.5 lengths when it's all said and done in mid-stretch. Couldn't quite kick on with that group.
No.
We're jamming down to 10.
10, exactly.
Yeah. We're going to take no
that.
prisoners here from the outside, I think, with Acosta. She's going to be going out to the front. I think Chica Rabiosa might be able to stalk and pounce. Those two might be able to control things, though, up front at this 7/8. I don't see anybody making that elongated run either.
That makes a difference. The 7/8, they're going to be well positioned, especially No More Mask. It's J.D. Acosta this afternoon in race 2. Race 3 is a maiden event that comes off the turf. This one stays together with 10 horses, as it should. It's a maiden 16. It shouldn't get many scratches. Going 5.5 on the main track, and we're going to start with the 6, Happy Life for Bob Caceres. Forrest Boyce gets the call, comes off a little bit of a vacation, drops in class, but you look at some of her races on the main track, and they're all right.
Yeah, there's some questionable speed in here, but I think she's got enough to stay close against this group, right? Within a couple lengths, after a half a mile, Belmont for 25. This is first time Lasix on the dirt. This is first time Blinkers on the dirt. Forest Voice with her probably patented move. Some questionable speed up front. She'll drop in, save some ground, measure the speed, and make her move probably, I'd say, about the quarter pole. Go from there.
It should be faster than she is. She's by Run Happy. She's out of a mare that I trained, actually, Strut the Canary, one of Marcia was here.
Right.
Was very, very fast. Ran 15 flat. Parks going 6.5, 110 here, winning the Marshua over the old racetrack, which wasn't quite as quick. So should be a little bit quicker. The mare was 5 for 11 with 2 seconds and 2/3. So I have her on top also, and not only for sentimental reasons. I think she certainly fits. She can win this race. The 4 Love Dust for Mikey Duralis. Blinkers go on. This one drops back to the $16,000 level where she ran a nice race on the turf in start before last at this level. She converts that race. She could be very tough.
Yeah, and that was off an encouraging try on the dirt closing up. Factor here is getting away. She's been a little bit slow from the gate. Do we have a video for that one or no?
No.
Okay, I took that one off. That's fine. But Love Dust, Blinkers go on. I think with a little bit better break, we'll stay in touch. And I look for the 6 or the 2 to rally into the speed here.
No doubt, for sure. The 2 9 Mass for Amy Hall. A couple good races over the summer on the main track, and if she gets some pace in front of her, although she showed some speed on the sloppy track, but a little outrun in June, but she could close into it. For sure. As we move to race number 4, race 4 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. No carryover from yesterday. They took it down. Someone so for $8,000. So there's nothing wrong with that. You leave the racetrack with a little cash in your pocket. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Race 4 is a maiden event for maiden 2-year-olds going a mile and a 16th. And Keith, you're on the 3. Keen on you for Jeremiah O'Dwyer. I think there will be a rider change there. I don't know if it's come in yet, but we'll keep you informed if there is. This one's stretching for an outfit that has been heating up lately. The O'Dwyer barn's been getting a little bit better. The Blinkers go on with the work sense.
Absolutely. This is a quick drop, though. This is like now or never, right? You're in for 40. You run kind of even. Late breaking Blinkers. This was not on the first cut of the PPs. It came up later here. Keen on you. Keen Ice certainly should be able to stretch that half to a 6-time dirt route winner. So
out of a broken bow mare. I mean, the distance shouldn't be an issue at all. Jeremiah O'Dwyer, 28%, second time out of the box. The 6 I have on top, that is Turptown for Jamie Ness, right back. Just ran on October 31st. A move Jamie doesn't do very often, but does well at it. 23% of the time they come back and win. Now, the only thing that makes me a little nervous about this one is he was coming off a little bit of a layoff anyway, but Jamie must have felt like he was okay to go back in here. 2 back at Delaware Park. That was a pretty good effort. While running second to Tina's Shining Star, who's in today. Also, I like a little bit.
Yeah, coming off a little layoff last time, coming off the Lasix as well. Shorter field, though. I think Turptown will be able to draft in and make a run. Was caught wide against some faster fractions last time out and just couldn't kind of get it going from mid-turn. But, Citizens Fire looks like the speed from the inside. There's your question mark again. Off the Lasix, how's it going to transform? But has that deadly speed going a mile and a 16.
Well, exactly.
From the inside.
And by Connect, who was by Curlin out of Malibu Moon, the distance shouldn't be an issue. And one of the outfits has been doing very, very well from the Delaware back to Laurel move is Gary Capuano.
Yes,
His horses have been running here in Maryland, getting back for the fall and winter meet. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll look at the rest of our card. Welcome back to Today at the Races. We'll get into race 5, but before we do that, we're going to check out the late pick 5. Always industry low. Takeout 50-cent minimum. Callie Francois put together a ticket, and this is how she played it. She spreads out in race 5. Why not? This is an off-the-turf event. Stays together with 10 horses. She uses the 5, the 10, the 12, and the 14. Race 5, she goes 4-7. Her single comes in race 7, and that is on the 7, juror number 4. That is my top pick in that event. Also, race 8, another off-the-turf event going 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track. 1, 3, 5, 12, 13. Good move there. Wide open. And in race 9, she uses the 6 and the 7. A $40 ticket for the late pick 5. So that's not a bad ticket.
No, she found a single in there.
Yep.
Lots of other numbers up there. So yeah, and that's kind of these races today. I couldn't unearth like a big price that I was confident in, but I think she did the right thing by spreading around a few of those races because they're not ezy. Even if you take it up to an $80 ticket and take 2 horses in the 7th, I like Mary Epler's horse in there as well. It's probably worth it. I mean, for what this thing certainly might pay.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. There's Callie's ticket, $40. You can find all our tickets. Go to laurelpark.com, go to Daily Picks, and they will appear for you. Race 5 is off the turf, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track for 3-year-olds and up. Wide open, 12,500. And Keith, both you and I have the 3 Amen Corner on top for Mario Saray. Toss the last race, going 1 mile. This one, I think, prefers sprinting. Even the race before, he ran into Super Gardner, and Super Gardner was winning his 9th in a row that day in that starter race. Before that, this horse was running very, very well while sprinting.
Yeah, and I think he's got a little bit of speed to target. Sky Magician, this horse coming in, where was it? Gone Insane, ran last time on the turf, a big effort, running well. Looks like, improving form at the age of 7 right now. I just think, at 5.5, these horses, both of these Saray horses, are back at the right distance. They're both shortening up. Kingston Pike, not last time. I like better at 5.5. I think the speed's going to come back a little bit. But you have to maybe leave one of those speeds in there. I'm going to leave Gone Insane in there and the 4. I think this race sets up ripe for a closer. And these horses, they roll home some of these sprinters with
we saw
Saray.
it yesterday.
Yes,
we saw it yesterday with Nine Master.
Fast Cash.
Fast Cash.
Yeah.
With Fast Cash, who paid pretty well when both you and I used him.
Yeah,
we had him in our
had him second. I know that.
Yeah, well, I know we both had him in our exact, and that was a nice payout there. Yeah, Kingston Pike, look, he's reliable. Forget about that race going 7/8 of a mile. But, the question is he getting a little tired?
Sure, they run a lot.
He's run a lot since September 9th. And back in September, he was really, really on the good foot. Fired 2 back-to-back mid-70 numbers while running second in both of those races. So the question is he getting tired?
Yeah.
With that said, even if he's a little tired, he probably can handle this group.
Yeah. He's got to win at the distance. I just thought it was surprising. 0 for 7 with 4 seconds and a third. He'll make that impact. I mean, maybe if Sky Magician can shake free or Gone Insane on the front, they could be gone. So I kind of, protect, move a little bit in your exacta boxes with the speeds.
Sure. Yep. Race 6 is claiming race 16,000 non-winners of 2 going a mile. We're going to start with your top pick. That's the 4 Rippolino. We're going to look at his last race on October 31st, where he got the job done, ran a lifetime best, and did it pretty impressively.
It's the kind of horse you take abuse from if you're picking it like we did last time, right? He was 0 for 14 coming into that race, and we just thought, talking about it on the morning show, that this was going to be the field that set things up beautifully. He did. He got the right kind of trip. But you know what? He ran even better than what I thought. It's like the light bulb really went on. He started his run leaving the half-mile pole. They went 23 2, 46 and 3. You're thinking, okay, he's going to make this nice run up to the leaders at the quarter pole and hang. He does. Stays on his correct lead, draws out and really kind of eases up. Jock kind of takes him in hand the final 60, 70 yards and wins comfortably here.
He does. He does.
We've seen this again. Horses that take a while to break the maiden, they can come back and run that race. This is the right kind of group. A lot of questionable form in this race. This is encouraging. That final time was faster than 10K2 in life. This is a 16K2 in life. I'm fine with Rippolino right back. Maybe he doesn't win it, but I think you're going to still hold okay value, and he can be right there.
Well, he's right back. He ran on Halloween also, but that was a pretty easy win. But I think he started getting the idea 3 starts before that, where he started to close up, in September, and then that turf race in October. That was a good effort behind Jessful, and then he just started to figure it out. And certainly if he comes back with that race, it will be good enough. I have the 7 on top. Jack gave back. Look, this is a first time in the barn for Jerry Robbie. It's about 25%. He was a maiden breaker for 16,000 way back in November of 2020, so just about a year. He's been over-faced since. There's no question about it, and the results indicate that. A couple good races for the 25 and the 40. Right off breaking his maiden, but ever since then it's been a little bit of trouble. He gets back down to the Stunt, where it's a 2 lifetime for 16,000. I think it's a much better spot for him today. Figures wise, even though he was getting beaten those races, if you run back those numbers, I think it's good enough.
They work, and he's a horse that likes a little bit of speed up front, maybe a little contested pace. You could get it here because there is speed drawn inside, and I think they're going to have to go to get early position. Even Anti-Poison might force the issue. First time Jerry Robb, it's a good percentage. Jack back. I think he's best at this 1-turn mile. There was the leader last time just got away with it. Look at the early internals, 25-149. It was over. He was not making a move into that kind of pace. The drop and a little more, I think, contested speed signed on here today will definitely boost his chances. He's a player, absolutely, as is King Allen.
Well, we see the 6th race quite similarly, as my daughter would say. Her favorite word, similar.
Okay.
It's similar, Daddy. Race 7. 3/4 of a mile, state bred first level allowance race. We're going to start with the 7. With the 5.
Okay.
Your top pick, Factor in the Heat. We're going to look at her race from October 1st, where she got the job done pretty impressively.
Yeah, I thought this was a good race. Absolutely. I didn't really quite see it coming at 12-1. But no, Mary, third time. This was second time off the layoff. Didn't run horribly. First time out, Princess Coca-Chan, all that speed, and just couldn't quite sustain there. But I tell you, this day, 7/8 of a mile, just kind of cruised up to the leaders, took control, seized control, top of the stretch 4 wide, and says, see you later. Opens up 6. Next out winners right behind, assume Miss Tap Dance. Yeah, they ran lower 60s, but visually, this was strong. And this is a family. You look at the breeding and everything, every right to be a little bit of a runner and have some talent. And it came out on display this particular afternoon. Factored in Heat right back for Mary. I've got a stat here coming up. Boom. Mary Epler, past 3 years on the dirt, 9 for 23, 39%, 18 for 23 in the money, with winners last out and off of a top vig. That's what you're getting with Factor in the Heat. ROI of 360, speed inside, Hufflepuff, Italian dressing, Magical Luna, Unrequited Love. They want to go. It looks like it sets things up for her or the 7, juror number 4.
All right, good work since that last race on October 1st, half mile, 48 flat up there at Pimlico. I have the 7, juror number 4 on top. This is Callie Francois single on her late pick 5. This one's coming back from a layoff. She's a stakes place filly. Returns with a sharp work tab, and this is her race from the Miss Preakness.
Yeah.
Black-Eyed Susan Day.
This was, May 14th, and trouble out of the gate. Just a lot of horses getting squeezed back. And when that happens, it's awfully tough to make it back against that kind of a quality field. Red Ghost, Euphoric, who came back out of that race to win. Let's take a look at, though. Juror number 4, all right. Top of the stretch is well back, maybe 8-9 lengths. But I like the finish here from juror number 4 through the final 3/16 of a mile. Opted to go long next time out, and didn't work. Freshening here since early July, turning back in distance with speed signed on in front of her. Yeah, I expect a good run from off the pace.
Working well for Brittany Russell coming into this race. Pretty good off this type of layoff. Pretty good route to sprint. all those numbers are good, and certainly juror number 4 works here. The 6 you talked about, Unrequited Love, having some gas, could set it up for either one of our top picks.
Yeah, there's some other speed. Magical Luna's quick, going quick. First time off the claim for Hugh McMahon. So a little hiccup, by one of these horses, and we've seen the way this track will carry some speed. Could be gone, but those two are pretty quick, and Hufflepuff's got to be somewhere forcing that
somewhere,
issue.
Exactly, breaking from the rail. Race 8 is a second level allowance race that comes off the turf. We're going to go 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track, stays together with 8 runners, and we're going to go to the outside. Keith, your top pick is the 12, and if I can turn my pages quick enough, which I can't, is Judy Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Look, I toyed with this one, I ended up using her, but boy, she certainly has the races on the main track that are good enough to get it done here today.
That was the key for me. At 1 mile and 1/8, I struggle with this race, but the one thing I can trust, if she comes away cleanly, she's going to get put in the race by Acosta. There's not a lot of true speed in here. I think she can relax and just run one steady clip, and it might be good enough to beat this group. She can carry the speed, 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track, particularly in this spot. Has been hampered by some wide posts on the turf. She's a stayer against her. I know she's going to be in the race at top of the stretch, and JD hopefully can carry in there to be first or second.
I have the 5 Kiss the Girl on top. You have in your exact. This is another filly who you look back on her form, and the races are there on the main track. Earlier this year, some good races with some big numbers in the state bred races, but running well. Won the Conover, and that was going 7/8. Second going 1 mile, okay, going 1 mile and 1/8 on the turf, a yielding turf. I guess the more I looked at her, the more I was a little concerned about her carrying over 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track.
Agreed. You look at her better races; they look like they're at their one turn with some pretty good speed, maybe contested paces up in front of her. But she looks like a stayer against this group as well, holding form for Trombetta, no doubt. So I think she's going to be all right. And I think Brevery, you got her in there. I do as well. That's your kind of sneaky price play, going second off the claim. Was on that turf last time, no kick at 72-1, but back on the dirt, she's one that can hang around and can get the trip, and she's going to slip away at a good price.
2 horses that are both interesting, and we'll start with yours. The 9 Misty Taste, I had her on and off. I think I did have her on, and you have her on, and I have the 13. This horse draws in also. BB's Busted coming in for Eli Betancourt. Some good races on the main track. 1 mile and 1/8 up there at Philadelphia Park, fired a big number, 77, ran behind the next out winner. 2 or 3 races before that during the summer at Parks. And Monmouth, good races at the 2 other than level where she ran second both times.
Yeah, the key is with her, Kiss the Girl, similar style. Judy Blue Eyes, I'm just a little bit more confident in that. I think she has that natural speed, and these two are going to have to be used, maybe the 3/8 pole, to really kind of start chasing. What will that take out of them? Can they sustain into the flow? I'm not sure. But, definitely in good form is BB's Busted.
Very interesting race, the 8th race, second level allowance race, as we move to the nightcap for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races, or straight 3-year-olds going 7/8 of a mile, claiming price $5,000. And we're going to start with the 6 Cook Brothers of Mario Soray, 2-1 on the line. Grant Whitaker rides. Returns. We haven't seen this one since July 2nd of this past year, but when he went away, he was in very, very good form. Winless this year and late last year, but all good races with good figures.
And he's okay off track or fast track. Yeah, the key is, again, the speed that's signed on here isn't usually speed that wants to carry it a long way, right? I think Frankie Murch can kind of stalk today. Distant Thunder is going to be out there, but maybe Cook Brothers is that reliable closer in here at 7/8 to kind of make that move from the 3/8 to the top stretch, get in range, and just kind of steadily go on with it from there. But I do worry about Distant Thunder, going wire to wire. I think this horse could steal away. We have a video of that last race, and the key that caught my eye, Tim, was the internals, 22-2, 45-1, trying to keep up with a quick horse in where you be, 5-2 that afternoon, and just couldn't quite go on from the quarter pole. But you really look at it, only lost a few lengths from the quarter pole home.
Right.
If he's able to separate, this is third off the break on a track like this. getting in light with Rebecca Labar goes, I think, maybe goes the distance against this group.
Good. Could
We'll see.
certainly could. 7/8 of a mile. Has run it twice. It was third one time. But, you know, sometimes these horses get to 7/8 of a mile. They get that high cruising speed, and they could be gone. We've seen that happen before. Speaking of third off the layoff, I have the 7 Edict on top. Third off the layoff for Ned Allard.
Yeah.
2 good races coming back, and I think the 7/8 will work for her, for him. Shows big races before that long layoff. Now, this horse was off from October 2019 until August of 2021, but before that had shown good races while going around the ground right here at Laurel Park.
Absolutely. New to the Allard barn. I think this is one that's going to make that move from off the pace with Cook Brothers. Might even have a little bit more speed than Cook Brothers. And look at that stat. Second off of this type of layoff, 31% for Ned Allard. So would not be a surprise at all.
Ned Allard, very, very good. I think there's a come up with a Maryland horse or a Mid-Atlantic thoroughbred now.
Yeah, I think Vinny Perrone,
Vinny
right?
Perrone on Ned Allard. And I walked hots for Ned Allard back at Rockingham Park back in the day. Would hustle at the spit box and pick up $5 here or there. He's been around a long, long time. Won over 3,500 races. Look, yesterday was Breeders' Cup Day, and it is about a lot of championship races, but it is about the breeders. And we have a couple horses that were bred right here in Maryland that were champions yesterday. We're going to start with Aloha West, who was bred right up the road by Robert Manfuso and Katie Voss. And look at this one. I didn't think you could do this at Del Mar.
He did it.
He did it.
And he nipped me right on the wire with a perfect bob. But hey, no hate here. That was a great effort, really good effort for Catalano and the whole gang there. For that one, was it Island Queen? Is that the mare? Just I want to make sure that I've got
Island Bound.
Island Bound, right? Island Bound. And this one, Robin and I were talking upstairs, is a half to Moquist, right? Moquist, I believe, is out of that mare. So some talent right there, right? You're talking Katie Voss, Matthews, tremendous.
That was exciting stuff, and that's a fun way to win a race. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Knicks go in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Look, it was over when nobody went with him.
Yeah.
Once Medina Spirit didn't go with him, it was over. Another one bred right up the road. Angie Moore, Sabrina Moore. This is a great story with Knicks Go.
There it is, right there. I mean, 1/8 of a mile in, I said it's over. You know, the cruising speed, we talk about it all the time, and you let him go like that on that type of racetrack. It looked like Medina Spirit wanted to run second. You know, sometimes the instructions are, hey, if we press, we're done. So let's ride for second. I saw Mike Smith do it years ago. I was down at Keeneland when American Pharaoh won. I forget, the horse might have been FNX, if I think.
FNX,
and I saw him that night. I said, Mike, great job for riding second. He said, what do you mean? I said, come on, I've called a lot of races. You did the right thing. And it's the right thing for the owners, right? I mean, let's face it. Look, you're running for that kind of money. You know?
Yeah, we see it all the time here where and sometimes they don't do that. If you go tangle with that horse, you're going to do nothing but hurt them and yourself, and you'll both be up the racetrack. Just get the best result you can. Don't overpress your horse and get a good result, and that's important. And FNX, one of my favorite names in all of horse
that
racing
was the
history.
Horse, correct?
I'm pretty sure
believe.
It was.
Okay.
And it was named for the man's ex-wife. Great name. It's a great name. FNX.
There you go.
There you go.
But no, great job. I mean, for both of those
fun.
horses, Maryland well represented yesterday at the Breeders' Cup. Gotta love it.
And that was a lot of fun seeing that happen. That's going to do it for us. Dave Rodman will be up next with Scratches and Changes.
Got it. Good luck.